So, I think we have gone through the recorded sessions. Also, you attempted to solve the preparatory quiz. It is not that the recorded sessions were given to skip the live contents. Recorded sessions were given because of your absence in the first week, and also to determine what is overall state of your class as such, so that we can decide the manner in which we should deal with the subject. Even though syllabus remains same throughout the world, and again that too for many years together, how it is to be dealt with depends upon time and special considerations. What is, where, when, in which time frame you are, and we are dealing with which class. So, microprocessor, especially for computer science engineering students, it is the crux of entire subject. Entire computer revolves around microprocessor. It was said that by a very eminent academician that if we take help of various progresses in the scientific history of mankind, then invention of wheel is first. Then the second is invention of current electricity. And the third is invention of microprocessor, especially means when listen very carefully, each and every word is important, because that will give you an insight whether computers were there before microprocessor. Yes or no? Yes, means in 30s also computers were there. Microprocessor in the present form became available at what time frame? Intel started developing microprocessors. What was the first microprocessor developed by them? 4004. Then 8008. Then 8080A. And then 8085 is not next, but just means it is almost 8080A, only small changes. So if you might have checked in 8080A/8085 instruction set, like that many literature was there. All is history now, all is history. By achieving domain expertise in 8085 language programming is not going to help you at all, but it will give you what is the theme of assembly language programming. Then Apollo mission did not use even a single microprocessor. It was entirely discrete circuits, 7400 series circuits, 74 series circuit, digital circuits were there. If you are not, I think in the vacation after the first semester I have given you, uploaded my 10 digital lectures. If you have not watched or watch it again, I will upload it on this group also, because that background is also essential for learning microprocessor. Then how many of the computers were there using some electromechanical parts? Actually, there was log, when it means computation in that regard, the first was log tables. Then what is after log table? If we think about, if you take a review of history of advances in computing, then first is log table. What is next? Anybody? Have you heard about slide rule? Slide rule? If you have not heard, then just try to. Now you are in a very fortunate age of learning where everything which is not known can be searched. So search for slide rule, what that is. Then after that, there were, have you heard of you can ask your parents who may be in banking sector like that, at their early stage of career, they might have used the totaling machines, mechanical arrangements of totaling. Those were machines. Then computers of the size of this room using electromechanical parts were there in early last century. All these things were there. Then, how many of you have heard of Von Neumann? Anybody of you have heard about it? Von Neumann? Yes or no? No? Those who have heard, what was he? Von Neumann. What do you heard about it? What about him? Attendance sheet. Have one attendance sheet from this end, one from this end, so that time will be saved. Von Neumann. What was he? What do you heard about him? Mathematician. But what is his contribution? No. Okay. Nobody is knowing contribution of von Neumann. Remember what is about his abilities to have futuristic thinking. In 1945, even when transistor was not invented, when transistor was invented? 1948. Even when the question of integrated circuits ICs in present form was obviously ruled out. Even when transistor was not invented, as early as in 1945, he has thought about what can be called as just a fantasy of a machine, computer, which will be having address bus, data bus and control bus, with which it will access program plus data memory and perform the task. So, you can have Google search later on. A very popular microprocessor architecture is von Neumann architecture. CPU or computer, whatever, at a broader level, various words are interchangeably called. Right? There will be a separate address bus which will be output for CPU, with which it will be selecting a memory location, with which CPU can communicate using a data bus which is essentially bidirectional, and the communication of CPU and memory will be for either of two purposes. Either CPU will read something which is already stored in memory, or CPU will store something which it has computed. So it will be used, the memory access will be there either for reading purpose or for writing purpose, and that operation either read or write, that is decided by CPU. So a control bus. So with the help of address bus, data bus and control bus, CPU will be able to access memory, which will contain the program as well as data. So there will be some address lines. For convenience, we say 16 address lines. They start from A8 to A0, A15 to A0. We say 8 data lines, they are from D0 to D7. and one read bar control. Read bar, it is active low, means when it is low, your operation is initiated, and write bar control line. So with the help of 26 lines, the CPU, this is in fact not computer, this is a microprocessor. That time the word microprocessor was not also developed in 1940s. So in 1945 he has thought of, he has envisaged of such a futuristic architecture, which we are finding still difficult even today to completely understand. Is it right? Then I will provide you, if my sessions you find that there are too simple, I will provide you some alternate resource also. But in the classroom, we try to make the classroom debate meaningful and interactive. The classroom dynamics has transformed from monologue to a dialogue. When we were students that time, books were available, but merely by books one can't understand, by reading books. That time, even say, you can ask your parents that for 10th standard there were Alurkar's cassettes, for especially 10th English, or even some cassettes were developed for some other subjects also. But that is audio. Only book is insufficient, only audio is also insufficient, but the video lectures which were, audio visual lectures which were there, the project was country-wide classroom which was telecast on television, but because of flexibility of access, I need to be there, if I miss one then there is no use. But today with YouTube, it is what we can say, access at fingertip. Everything is accessible to you, therefore there is no point in rather wasting or spending time in classroom to tell those simple straightforward things, classical things which are not going to change, which are universal, which are otherwise available in public domain. Then what is the role of the class? Why one should be there in the classroom? Whether there can be entirely university, it's not so. This is the concept of flipped classroom, wherein the students are already aware of what they are supposed to learn. However, the classical material available, you might have observed that if you have searched some other classical material and my lectures, there is a tremendous difference in the sense that my lectures are just like informal discussion among students themselves. It's too simple, and then why such things are not available on net? Because teachers feel that if I start telling such simple things, somebody will doubt whether I am teaching in an engineering college or it is just like a high school or ITI. So material is abundant, available, only thing is that you need to refer, you need to understand it where there is a major inhibition. The major problem even today, despite availability of all things, is that I am not able to interpret it. It is just like a very rich contained menu is kept before a person who is diabetic or who is having multiple, what we can say, disorders. Despite everything is being available in front of him, the dish before him, he can't eat. So it's of no use. Same is the problem here. That everything is available in the world now. Only thing is that we are unable to interpret. So if it's not, I am not able to interpret, howsoever nice it could have been, is of no use to me. So what is the role of the classroom and engineering college, where is we try to connect the missing links between the available literature and your understanding state. And once that missing links are connected, everything is over. Is it right? I hope this approach is very much appropriate. Then we want that you are having a laboratory course also, but a conventional laboratory, I think, have you performed some experiment? Some digital gates, and it's now high school experiment. Then the experiments like 8-bit addition, multiplication, these are what just a child task. We are expected to go beyond that. We are expected to design our own microprocessor. Microprocessor can be designed by every individual, and there can means just like the microprocessor design is just like handicraft design. म्हणजे शाळेमध्ये आपण काहीतरी आकाशकंदील बनवणे, असे जे कागद घेणे आणि त्याच्यापासून आकाश असे आपण हँडीक्राफ्ट करतो ते, आणि प्रत्येक जण स्वतःला करू शकतो. एव्हरीबडी कॅन हॅव इट्स ओन हँडीक्राफ्ट. देर इज नो what we can say repeat of whatever design I feel, I do that. Or you are having clay. पूर्वी चिखल असायचा, आता नवीन थोडी प्रगती झाल्यामुळे ती कलर क्ले विकत मिळते. ती पूर्वी फुकट मिळायचं, शाडूची माती आहे. So you can have design any sculpture out of that. Is it right? And it doesn't repeat. So designing a microprocessor using available CPLD means now there is a wafer available wherein you can design anything. Now next era is as regards to India is concerned, manufacturing in VLSI chip technology is going to be much more. So avenues which your generation will have are more. And then there are competitive means everybody does various articles based same materials given to everybody. म्हणजे आता इंग्लिश मध्ये सांगतो अवघड पडून मराठी सांगतो. ज्यांना इंग्लिश मराठी कळत नाही त्यांचा मराठी करण्याचा इंडेक्स हा नॉर्मल माणसाला इंग्लिश करण्याच्या इंडेक्स जास्त असेल. तर कागदापासून काहीतरी आकृती ते तयार करणं, शाडूच्या मातीच्या मूर्ती तयार करणं, वर्गात त्या जो वर्षापासून त्याला भरपूर 50 लोक असतात, प्रत्येकाला काय देतात, सेमच किट देतात. बट एव्हरीबडी डज इट डिफरंटली, अँड इन दॅट ॲट द एंड they are public is a judge. They say this is nice, this is good, this is good. Like that, a common wafer is made available to everybody. Everybody can design their own microprocessor, and then which is more competition efficient, which is of lower cost. Then there are various aspects. These structures, one is better from the other on one dimension, whereas other is better from the first in the other dimension. Like that, power saving, fast computing, there are various features in which the microprocessor designs can be compared with each other. So we want you to go to that level. I hope it did. Last year it happened so that I would like to tell the story in advance itself. Having all these things in my mind, I started teaching 8085 at a not what we can say more speed, at a moderate speed, which is expected to be at this point of time. Then students did not understand it to the expected level. They said no, like that. Then I said that we are in the year 2022 that time, and microprocessor 8085, its production of the chip is stopped in 2000. So we can't afford to be slow. Then I provided them some additional material which I will provide to you also. Watch that in 3-4 days, and then we will take one more test. And it's so. Then I said that if means my presumption was that you should understand this. If you are not, in that case we can't be at today's stage. If the things are to be completed in given hours, you need to understand at the rate which I am teaching. And if you are not able to understand, then we need to meet more. Then I said that daily we need to meet at 9 a.m. Then the entire class was so horrified that they approached the authorities say, no, sir, we want the teacher to be changed because we are unable to understand. Then I said that, what is the exact issue? They simply said that there are two issues. Number one, that we can't understand at the current rate, and number two, giving time every day is too hectic. Therefore, what lectures I have uploaded on the group are, then I said that if that is the issue, then you should have told me earlier. त्यामुळे मी ती जी लेक्चर टाकलेली आहेत ते तर कळतं का नाही, कळत नाही का, कळतंय नाही तुला, नाही कळत. I think it is so simple. I again would like to repeat the same thing. ह्याच्यापेक्षा सोपं 885 वरचं एक सुद्धा लेक्चर तुम्ही आणून दाखवा. We will. I am ready to lose any pay. लक्षात आलं का? या एंटायर गुगल सर्च करा किंवा अन्य कुठं नॉट पब्लिक डोमेन असली पण सेव्ड असली आज कोणाकडे असतील तर ह्याच्यापेक्षा सोपं YouTube म्हणजे ऑडिओ व्हिडिओ लेक्चर 885 तुम्ही आणून दाखवा. सो दॅट इज व्हेरी मच सिम्प्लिफाईड. आणि म्हणून ते सगळं आता आपण शिकवणं असं करणार नाही आहे. वी विल स्टार्ट फ्रॉम टुडे इटसेल्फ अँड व्हेन नेक्स्ट वीक when all students come, we will meet more. So, but not all days, so that you should not get also horrified. On Thursday and Friday, we will meet at 9 AM in addition to our convention lectures. So that we will finish each and everything. There should not be any single lacuna of understanding. But मी जे शिकवतो तर प्रत्येकाला कळलं पाहिजे. ऍबसेंट असेल तर पुन्हा घरी गेला बघितलं पाहिजे. आणि हे सांगून करत असेल तर we will have discussion sessions. So we will have a multifold approach by which it will be ensured that everybody of you will understand. So how many of you had computer science at 12th bifocal? So for them 885 you must already be over, right? But they will find that now with that 885 knowledge, if you have attended my lectures, then you will say, oh, what is being taught? 885 has got 16 address lines, 8 data lines, and actually we have learned that no, it has got 8 address lines and remaining 8 as address data multiplex lines, and then there is address latch enable, like that. I skipped that because that is of no use today. Why? Because 885 doesn't exist. That time it was required because that was to be used. So what? Since teaching 885 today is teaching something which is imaginary, which doesn't exist. So there is no point in using those complex real terms to confuse. Therefore, what I taught is 8085 model or actual 8085 simplified by me for better understanding, and we use same logic. Sometimes people used to ask me what material you should refer. Then my answer was, the only answer which I can give is you refer no other material. Because if you refer that, then there is likelihood of confusion. Because whatever is told there and what you listen in the class may be different. So that also I would have to clarify now, that I will give you other material, but whenever you find that there is substantial difference in what you listen here and what you listen or see there, then the thing is that the things which you see elsewhere are realities, and things which you listen here are its deliberate variations for better understanding. म्हणजे असं नाही की नाही तर पूर्वी असं व्हायचं की बाबा जेव्हा भारतामध्ये शिक्षण प्रसार एवढा नव्हता तेव्हा काही काही रिमोट एरियामध्ये काही ते वेगळंच शिकवायचे आणि त्यांना ऍक्च्युअली काय माहित नसायचं. तसं नाही आहे एवढं. म्हणजे तुमच्यापैकी ज्यांचे पालक ह्या क्षेत्रातले असतील तर त्यांना तुम्ही नुसतं असं सांगितलं तर ते तिथे तिला काय म्हणजे चुकी शिकवतात म्हणून. तर त्यापेक्षा मी जे शिकवतो त्यातलं बरंचसं वास्तवापेक्षा वेगळं असलं तरी ते चुकीचं म्हणजे मला माहित नाही म्हणून नाही. दॅट इज deliberate variation for better understanding. So that should be also made clear at the outset. I hope it is quite enough now. Then what you are supposed to do, the lectures on digital, which I will again provide you. That base is required, and after that we will be meeting on Friday once. No extra lecture this week, and from next week we will be having more sessions, so that everything would be so much clear that even if means what you are supposed to do is that only to come to this class. Once you come to this class, the mechanism of delivery is such that you would be able to understand despite your desire. And even if the things are embossed in such an extent that even if after 20 years each and every word which is uttered here has to be remembered by you. So with that logic we proceed. जे आपण टॅच्यू म्हणतो, टॅच्यूच्या पूर्वी आता टॅच्यू काढता येतो, सोल्युशन निघाले. टॅच्यू होतं त्यावेळी 10 वर्ष 20 वर्ष काय होतं? एनिबडी नोज? टॅच्यू नव्हते त्यावेळी काय तसं होत नव्हतं का? मग काय होतं? गोंधळ म्हणतात त्याला. त्याला कशाला गोंधतात ते? यू नो द वर्ड अँड यू डोंट नो द प्रोसेस. बिब्बा असतो, सुई आणि बिब्बा. बिब्बा एक असा थोडासा विषारी पदार्थ आहे. तो बिब्ब्यात एकूण म्हणजे प्लास्टिक सर्जरी गोंधळलं इतकं ते परफेक्ट असतं की स्टॅच्यूचं रिमूव्हर नाही आहे त्याचा नव्हता तर प्लास्टिक सर्जरी केल्याशिवाय ते निघत नाही. सो द कंटेंट विच आय टेल विल बी एम्बॉस्ड टू सच एन एक्सटेंट की हे विसराय करता कदाचित एखादी न्यूरो सर्जरी करावी लागेल. इतक्या परफेक्टपणे आपण ते एम्बॉस करणार आहोत. So now we proceed. Today we will just have an overview, will not go into the exact chip details. So let us have an interactive debate. What is microprocessor? First of all, it is a digital circuit, is it? Right? So what digital circuits you have gone through? Multiplexers, demultiplexers, adders, subtractors. Then flip-flop. What is the difference between all other circuits which we discussed and flip-flop? Just to have a recap, because that is very important. If I would be happy if I am proven wrong, but I still feel that many of you would not be able to give this answer because that is a fundamental, that is a confirmatory test of digital ability of an individual. Let us see to what extent you are capable. What is to do for the above? First one, circuit 1. Think of few of you can start thinking of circuit 2. By the time I will draw circuit 3. So for this truth table is A and Y, circuit 1, circuit 2, and for this truth table is So A is 0 or 1, A is 0 or 1, and here A is 0, A B 0, 0, 0, 1, 1, 0 and 1, 1. So if you watch the videos, then you must have seen this. In the first case, the right top corner circuit. What is the answer? For this circuit, what is the answer? If A is 0, what is Y? If A is 0, what is Y? If A is 0, what is Y? What is the answer? 0? No. 1? What is the answer? 0 or 1? Okay. I think during pandemic there was MCQ based things. You did not get that luxury in engineering college, but maybe somewhere you might have gone to. What is the advantage of MCQ based question answering is that even if you are unable to find it out, if MCQ is not there, then when a question asks, you must be able to find the answer by solving something. But in MCQ, what you can do, there are different options. You can check. Are you getting me? You can't find the answer. But in MCQ, it is simplified to some extent that even if you can't find, you can take one by one answer each and verify which is the answer. Right? So, when A was 1, instantly you said that yes, the answer is 1. No issues, you found the answer. When A is 0, you are confused now. You can't find, let it be. So, if you can't find, you know that since it is this circuit, there are only two options, either 0 or 1. So, assume 0 and check whether it is correct. Yes or no? Yes. A is 0, Y is 0, 0 comes here, 0, 0, 0. So, you say 0 is the answer. But in MCQ, to avoid copying, the options are shuffled. So somebody will start, he may have got option A as 1. So what he will do? I will check for 1 first. So let's check for 1 first. Will Y be 1? A is 0, Y is 1. So this B, that is, this other input is 1. So 0, 1, 1. So what is? So what is the answer? Y is Y can be answer. Otherwise you will say, if a question people asked, is in the answer in the exam is right. The answer on page number this of this book. That can that be the answer book? So writing Y at Y. But we can, it's not, I am not ruling it out. So the better way to write is both. This is a circuit with feedback, which a circuit without feedback will always have got one-to-one correspondence or many-to-one correspondence. Many input combinations will result to one output combination, or every input combination will result to unique output combination. But in any case, one input combination will not have multiple output combinations. Lakshya rakha, for a combinational circuit, given input condition leads always to same output. Whereas here, input 0, output can be 0 or 1. But if input is 1, output is 1. Right? This is sequential circuit or sequential feedback, but it's a, I will not use the word, I want you to solve this and then I will explain. What about this now? It's not again exactly reverse. So when A is 1, Y is, that is right. But what is when A is 0? I think it is very clear that none of you have watched the videos, right? Anybody watch the video which you uploaded when semester 1 was over? On Vulcan 26 group. Huh? See, this is the problem, that despite everything being available, the problem is that we are not focused and we lose significant information. What will happen now? Anybody? This is simple. मी असं खूप मोठा कुठला रॉकेट डिझाईनचा प्रॉब्लेम घातलाय का? माहिती का? What is the answer here? What will happen? 0 or 1? Then is it same as this or different? Same. Previously somebody answered y is equal to, in previous first case, when A is 1 you said y equal to y. Now what will you say? Y equal to y bar. What is that? And if at all you do this experiment, what will happen? What will happen? This is an inconsistent sequential circuit. In a consistent sequential circuit, the output depends on the state and input. So for same input there can be multiple outputs. But whatever, that continues. For inconsistent circuit, feedback is arranged in such a manner that the output reverses itself. The feedback is arranged in such a manner, just like Lenz's law. The current flows in such a direction so as to oppose the cause producing it. The output produces a cause-effect relationship in defeating manner. Effect tries to nullify the cause, reverse the cause. Simple. Let us assume, the simple most thing of learning is if you can't answer, assume. So let y is 0. If A is 1, right? So this is 1, this is 0. This 0 will come. 1 into 0 is 0. Its complement. So y is. If you start by assuming y equal to 0, you end up with y equal to 1. Now start with y equal to 1. If y is 1, this is 1, 1 comes back, 1, 1, 1 into 1 is 1, its complement is 0. So if you assume 1, you end up with 0. So this also has got 0 or 1. But not like this, it is oscillating, it is inconsistent feedback sequence circuit. What actually occurs is a clock. It becomes 0. So it becomes 0, 0 makes it 1, and 1 makes it 0. Now it is required that I will again upload the videos, and all the videos you need to watch, because that is very much important, because memory is there in its part. याद आहे ना मेमरी त्या ETT पैशाच्या मध्ये एका ठिकाणी आहे ना का नाही आहे फ्लिप फ्लॉप वगैरे मग काय बघितलंय बघ एनिवे so 0 makes it 1 and 1 makes it 0. It is oscillatory. And what about here? Anybody who can finish this? काय काय येईल इथं काय कुठली which gates are there? NOR gates. So for a NOR gate, when one input is one, output must be NOR gate ला काय असलं पाहिजे? For a NOR gate, 1 is the decisive state, or not or. For OR decisive state of input. म्हणजे काय? When one input is 1, irrespective of other input, output has to be 1 for OR, and for NOR it has to be 0. So how will you start solving the problem? C is the output of a gate whose one input is A. म्हणजे A काय असणार? C0 असेल. So wherever A is 1, put C0. Right? So A is 1 here, put C0. A1 here, put C0. What about second case? Wherever B is 1, D is 0. So B is 1, put B0 here, B1 put D0 here. And now solve. So solve this A0, B1. A0, B1, B0 means this 0, 0, 0, 1. This is 1. Solve this A1, B0, C0, this 0, 0, this D1. Right? Is it okay? Now what is this? What will happen? Now, both being 0, none of the input is in decisive state. When one input, if the input is in decisive state, you compute the output. Because this is in state for input given. When this was 1, you were not bothered to know what it is. But now this is 0, this both are 0. So when both are 0, you are clueless. You are clueless. Then what you can do? Assume. But now here there are, how many outputs are to be determined? 2 outputs. What are the options? For A, B, C, D, 0, 0, 0, 1, 1, 0, 1, 1. 0, 0, 0, 1, 1, 0, 1, 1. So what will happen? And the connections are such that they are cross defeating. If C is 1, it goes to lower gate. C1 won't allow D to be 1. And D1 won't allow C to be 1. So both can't be 1, 1. Can both be 0, zeros? Again they are self-repeating. Means in this case, as D is 0, if C is 0, it will force D to be 1. If D is 0, it will force C to be 1. So 0, 0 and 1, 1 are impossible states in present given scenario. Whereas 0 and 1, 0, possible states. Means these are self-supporting. 0, 0 and 1, 1 are self-repeating. And 0 and 1, 0 are self-supporting. So somehow if 0, 1 is there, it remains. Both of them are possible. Right? I think for today it is enough. My assumption went wrong. I thought that you all have watched these videos as well. But anyway, it doesn't matter. We shall take an appropriate cause and proceed further. Thank you. Attendance.